Hey guys, welcome back to Mommy Reboot TV. I'm your host, Jody Agard. So today I want to talk about a really important topic. It's called disappointing others. And that it's okay that we disappoint others. It's part of our self-care journey. It really is. So here's a little story. I was recently at a huge conference over this past weekend, and there was a girl sitting next to me, and we were just chit-chatting about the upcoming events, and basically she had to leave a couple minutes early, probably about 10 minutes early. She had to skip out of the conference, and this conference we're all a bunch of board directors for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And so we all wanted to be there, but my friend had to scoot out a few minutes early. And she was really grappling with the fact that she was going to leave and she didn't want to disappoint our area director. And I basically told her, it's okay. Disappointing others is a part of our self-care journey. And this was all via text after she had scooted out already. And she was like, yes, you're right. Thank you so much. That was that. The next morning, after we reconvened and we sat down for our trainings again, she said, hey, what did you mean by that? What did you mean that disappointing others is a part of self-care? And so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Here's the deal, is that when we are living from a place of trying to avoid disappointing other people, we dishonor ourselves. We dishonor our own needs for the sake of others. And that in itself is a disservice, not only to you, but also to the people around you, because essentially you're living inauthentically. And when you do that, you feel fear, you feel worry, you feel dread, you just feel even resentful you could feel. And so you don't want to actively try to avoid disappointing others. Instead, you really need to embrace it and just realize that if you're really on this self-care journey, disappointing others is a part of that journey. And you can do it in a loving, caring way, as long as you're not being vindictive and saying, screw you, I'm doing this and I don't care what you think. That's not the place that you're coming from. You're more coming from a place of, this is the way that I feel. I've got things, I've got this I want to do, I've got that I don't want to do, and that's okay. It's really okay. And you can never go wrong when you're really honoring yourself for who you are and what you want and what you're going after. And you don't want to allow other people's opinions to get in the way of that. Because if you really think about it, if you allowed other people to get in the way of that, man, you will just really live inauthentically. And that is not good for anybody, especially for yourself and especially for the family members and friends around us and even coworkers and other people. So just get on board with being okay with disappointing others. I was telling my friend who was sitting next to me at the conference, I'm a recovering people pleaser, and disappointing others was hard in the beginning of my self-care journey. And I really had to let go of the fact that at the end of the day, I cannot be perfect. I cannot please everybody around me. I just simply can't. And when I tried to, because I have tried, I drive myself absolutely crazy, and it's just not worth it. So if you are a people pleaser, start getting on board with being okay with disappointing others, because it really is a part of your self-care journey of just living more authentically and more in aligned with who you are and what you want and what you're going after. So release the attachment of the things that you have around other people. Release the attachment of what people might think or what they might not think, or if they think that you're a bad person because, for instance, you're going to scoot out of a conference 10 minutes early. In the big picture, that stuff really doesn't matter as much as we tend to think it does. So sometimes we're just making these really big things out of nothing when they're really small. So there's two things that I can give you to help you just practice getting on board with the idea that it's okay to disappoint others, and also that disappointing others is also a part of your self-care journey. The first one is to take inventory. So where in your life are you avoiding disappointing others? Who in your life do you really tend to lean more towards people pleasing? It could be another family member, it could be a friend, it could be a coworker, it could be an employee, it could be your children, it could be a list of people. So I would suggest just jotting down who in your life and where in your life do you tend to lean more towards avoiding the disappointment and avoiding disappointing them and people pleasing them for their sake instead of really living authentically for who you are and where you want to go. Just make a quick list of who the people are and also where in your life. So what areas? Is it around your job? Is it around your health? Is it around doing things for yourself? Is it around taking me time moments? Is it around going out with your girlfriends? Is it around your job? It could be a slew of things, and only you can do that. So there's no right or wrong. Just brain dump it on a piece of paper or in an app or on your phone or in an email to yourself. Just make a list. Take inventory of where in your life you typically do tend to lean more towards avoiding disappointing others. The second one is practice saying no. Practice saying no so that you can say yes to yourself more often. Because that's just it, guys, is that when you say no to others and when you're willing to actually embrace the awkward, you actually end up saying yes to yourself more often, and you end up living so much more authentically, and you let go of living inauthentically. And that is a huge piece of self-care, especially for the busy mom who is just going crazy and doing all these different things and being pulled in a zillion different directions. You have to really make sure that you're living authentically as possible. And part of that is practicing saying no. And you're saying no so that you can practice more saying yes to yourself and your desires and what you want. So I would just also make a quick little list of where in your life do you want to start saying yes more? Where in your life do you want to start really letting go of the idea of disappointing others and the complicatedness around it? I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. And just make a quick little list of where you want to really say yes in your life. In what area of your life do you want to say yes more? So that's all I have, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and make sure that you share this video if it's inspired you, and also make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified of new videos coming up. Thank you. Have an awesome, awesome day. And hey, go say no so you can say yes to yourself and be okay with disappointing others, because it is a part of your self-care mommy journey.